Manila. A city bursting with life in every corner, every street telling a different story. Here, the energy is palpable, and the city never truly sleeps. This city pulsates with life, energy, and the irresistible aroma of food. The streets are alive with the chatter of friends, the laughter of families, and the sizzle of grills that never seem to quiet down. From the moment you arrive, the sights, sounds, and smells tell a story. Neon lights flash above bustling markets, and the air is thick with the promise of adventure and exploration. This is a place that embraces its culinary heritage. Recipes passed down through generations, each meal a celebration of Filipino culture and community. Get ready to explore a world of flavors, some familiar, some daring. From savory skewers to sweet treats, every bite is an invitation to experience something new. Manila's street food scene is calling. Are you brave enough to answer? The streets are brimming with possibilities, and every vendor has a story to share. Vendors expertly flip skewers of meat over glowing coals, their hands moving with practiced ease and precision. The air fills with the crackle of fire and the aroma of grilling meat, drawing in hungry crowds. The smoky scent of barbecue mingles with the sweet fragrance of tropical fruits. Mangoes, pineapples, and bananas add a splash of color and freshness to the feast, making every meal a sensory delight. Locals and tourists gather together, drawn by the promise of delicious food. Here, food is more than just sustenance. It's a way to connect, share stories, and celebrate the vibrant spirit of Manila. But amidst the familiar dishes, one stands out. A delicacy that sparks curiosity and debate, a true test of culinary courage, a dish shrouded in myth and awe. For some, it's a nostalgic comfort. For others, a daring challenge that pushes the boundaries of taste and tradition. A dish that dares you to try it. Anticipation builds as you hold it in your hands, wondering if you're ready for what comes next. This dish, my friends, is balut. A true icon of Manila's street food scene, waiting for you to take that first bite and become a part of its story. Manila's street food scene is a feast for the senses. Imagine a plate of tender, flavorful adobo, its rich sauce clinging to fluffy rice. Picture golden brown, crispy lumpia bursting with savory fillings. And then there's balut, the dish that makes some squirm and others salivate. Balut isn't just food, it's an experience. A rite of passage for the adventurous eater. These fertilized duck eggs, incubated for about 18 days, are a common street food in the Philippines. Vendors sell them from carts, often alongside other delicacies. The smell is unique, a mix of savory broth and something akin to gamey. It's a scent that hints at the adventure to come. Balut is not for the faint of heart. This notorious food, found throughout the Philippines, is as much a test of courage as it is a culinary experience. For many, the mere thought of what lies inside the shell is enough to spark heated debate. It's a dish that divides opinion, sparking passionate discussions among locals and visitors alike. Some see it as a delicacy, while others can barely stomach the idea. Locals embrace it as part of their heritage, a source of protein and a tasty snack. For many Filipinos, balut is more than just food. It's a tradition passed down through generations, often enjoyed during late-night gatherings or family celebrations. However, outsiders often approach it with a mix of curiosity and hesitation. The unfamiliar sight and concept can be daunting, and many tourists find themselves hesitant before taking their first bite. The sight of a partially developed duck embryo can be intimidating, to say the least. It's a sight that challenges even the most adventurous eaters, and reactions range from fascination to outright shock. The preparation is simple, but the experience is anything but. Vendors boil the eggs in large pots right on the street, filling the air with a distinct aroma that signals balut is ready to be served. The eggs are boiled until perfectly cooked, then served piping hot. The warmth is essential, as it enhances the flavors, and makes the broth inside all the more inviting. No fancy sauces or garnishes here. The simplicity is intentional, allowing the unique taste and texture of the balut to shine. Just a sprinkle of salt and a dash of vinegar, if you like. These basic seasonings are all you need to complement the rich, savory flavors within. The real flavor lies within the shell. That first sip of warm, savory broth is a moment many balut enthusiasts look forward to. But before you can get to the flavorful broth and tender meat, you have to confront the embryo itself, a challenge that makes balut one of the most talked about street foods in the world. I held the warm egg in my hand, its weight surprisingly substantial. The shell felt smooth, almost comforting, and I felt the anticipation building as I looked around at the bustling night market. The vendor smiled knowingly, as if he'd seen this moment of curiosity and hesitation countless times before. The aroma of street food hung in the air, mingled with a faint scent of the balut itself. I tapped it gently on the side, creating a small crack. The sound was delicate, like breaking into a secret. I could feel the warmth escaping through the crack, making me even more eager to see what lay inside. As I peeled back the shell, I was greeted by a puff of steam carrying that distinct aroma. It was earthy and rich and inviting, hinting at the flavors to come. The steam rose into the cool night air, making the experience feel almost ceremonial. The first step is a sip of the savory broth. I tilted the egg to my lips, letting the warm liquid fill my mouth. It was a moment of pause, a chance to savor the anticipation before moving on to the next step. It tasted surprisingly delicious, rich and savory with a hint of something almost metallic. The broth was comforting, like a warm hug on a cool evening, and it paved the way for what was to come. Next, I carefully peeled back more of the shell, revealing the nestled duck embryo inside. The sight was fascinating and slightly intimidating, but I reminded myself that this was a delicacy enjoyed by many. This is where things get interesting. My friends watched me with a mix of excitement and nervous laughter, encouraging me to take the next bite. The texture is unlike anything I'd ever experienced. It's a combination of smooth and tender and slightly chewy, with layers revealing themselves as you eat. The partially formed bones are soft and almost crunchy. They add a subtle contrast to the creamy yolk and tender meat, making each bite a new adventure. The meat itself is tender and delicate, with a slightly gamey, slightly sweet flavor. It's a taste that lingers, inviting you to take another bite and discover more. It's an explosion of textures and tastes, a culinary roller coaster ride. Each step of the process brings a new sensation, and by the end, I felt like I'd experienced something truly unique and unforgettable. Balut is more than just a bizarre food. It's a cultural icon, a symbol of Filipino identity. It represents resourcefulness, tradition, and a deep connection to culinary heritage. Trying balut is about stepping outside your comfort zone, challenging your preconceived notions about food. It's about understanding and appreciating a culture vastly different from your own. Is it a nightmare or a national treasure? I think the answer lies in the eye of the beholder. For some, it will always remain a culinary curiosity, a story to be told at dinner parties. For others, it's a delicious and cherished part of their cultural identity. But one thing's for sure, balut is an experience you won't soon forget. So next time you find yourself in Manila, be sure to add balut to your food adventure list. Embrace the unknown, challenge your palate, and discover the unexpectedly delicious cuisine of the Philippines. And while you're at it, tell me about your own food adventures. What weird and wonderful dishes have you encountered in your travels? Let's keep exploring the world one bite at a time.